CCNA Security Real-World Labs Virtual Private Networks. We'll talk about PPTP and L2TP. If you study for CCNA security, then you will not find a lot of topics related to PPTP and L2TP. The main reason for that is that enterprise networks, big companies, they don't really use these protocols. We use native IPSEC clients like Cisco IPSEC client, or we use SSL VPNs. You'll not find a lot of companies that use PPTP, L2TP. Big companies. Still, these two protocols are really popular, and I decided to talk about them. PPTP is really popular thanks to Microsoft. Why? Well, because it is really easy to enable it on a Windows Server 2003, 8 or 12 machine. You don't have to know anything about Microsoft and you can enable it in a few steps. I'm talking about PPTP, not L2TP. PPTP is really easy to set up, and we have a native client in Windows XP 7, 8. Most mobile phones will give you that option as well. Of course, as you probably know, PPTP is not considered secure anymore. We should avoid using it if possible. I want to show you how you can make PPTP more secure. What you can do, let's say that this is your router. Here we go. This is your router, and behind your router there is a Windows Server 2008. Okay, that is Windows Server 2008. And this is your PPTP server. That's the internet, right? And let's say you provide support services to 55 clients, okay? Small companies, yeah? What does it mean? Well, it means that they will have routers like Linksys, Netgear, what else? TP-Link, whatever. Just, a very simple. And yes, there are companies that use devices like that. You can't put Cisco, Checkpoint, Juniper everywhere. Of course, I could argue you could put Draytec, for instance. Still, it doesn't change anything. The idea is that this is a small company, and it means they are not happy to pay £200 for a router, because they can get a Linksys for £25. What you want to do, you want to manage these sites, right? Why? Well, because there is a server over here. Yeah, there are some PCs. Of course, a really bad solution is to allow RDP directly open some ports. That's a horrible solution. You should never do that. What I have seen a lot of companies, and what they do, they enable PPTP on a Windows Server 2008 that is behind, yeah? Of course, you can use that here as well, but this is your company, yeah? So let's forget about that server for a while, yeah? You are over here. You're a happy guy. You are going to manage, that's not a happy face, that's a happy face. You are going to manage a client that is over here. Of course, it would be great if you set up a site-to-site VPN between these two routers. As I said, this is a very simple Linksys router, and you still want to manage these PCs, servers, phones, whatever. What you can do, you can enable PPTP on it and then specify an access list. Even a very simple router like Linksys should allow you to do that, and you will allow PPTP from your IP address only. right? It means that there is a guy over here and he cannot try it and he cannot use PPTP. Of course, still you can argue, well, PPTP is not secure, there are some man-in-the-middle attacks. Well, fair enough. Still, this client decided not to pay £100 for a better router, and you have to accept that. You have to present the risks, show available solutions. Of course, Windows Server 2008 allows you to use SSL VPNs as well. There are some more secure solutions. Let's say you need that in one day, right? It's not enough to enable and make SSL work in most cases. That's what I have seen in the real world. People use PPTP and they lock it down to an IP address. I cannot mention any names. I know many companies and they do that. Clients are happy and, well, yeah. It's not a perfect solution. I know about that. Still, if you accept the risk, it's still better than, I don't know, if you allow port 3389 and allow RDP directly, right? There is no discussion. PPTP is more secure than allowing RDP directly using the default port 3389. That's what I can say about PPTP. Of course, L2TP is a better solution. I have a screenshot, two screenshots. One is from an ASUS router and second is from a Linksys DDWRT. That's a firmware you can put. This router here, over here, will allow you to use PPTP. Yeah, it means that you have a router, you don't need a server behind, you can VPN into that router, right? You don't need a server behind, it's awesome. You just tick yes, create a local username and password and the VPN pool. There should be a line saying here, yeah? It says create an IP pool. You need an IP address for PPTP and L2TP. Some routers will allow you to use more secure solutions, for instance OpenVPN, SSL, IPSEC, and so on. Almost all UTM devices, I'm pretty sure all of them, will give you IPSEC, SSL. If you have an option, go for it. Never use PPTP. There is no doubt, there is no discussion, absolutely no discussion. Avoid using PPTP if possible. Still, just saying. Okay. I have L2TP enabled on the Zyzo firewall UTM-50. I'll show you how you can enable it, set it up, and make it work. That is Windows 7. Let me just open Network and Sharing Center. Here we go to set up new connection, VPN, next. I don't know why they still give you that option. It's weird. That's the, just give me a moment please. Okay, got it. That's the IP address. Username and password. I will leave it. Do I have to? It will fail. Now we'll close it. Go to the new connection that I just created and we go to properties. What I want to show you here is the security tab. You can leave it like that. It means that Windows will try and go through all these protocols, and if you know which one you use, you should, then go for it. It will make your connection fast. Here you have to specify your preferred key, or of course if you have a certificate, that's the default one. I will type it here. One more thing that we should do, and a lot of people forget about that, you have to go to Advanced, and here in most cases you want to untick that box. Why? Well, if it's ticked, it means that you are going to browse the internet using the remote gateway, right? All traffic will go through the VPN tunnel. Of course, sometimes that's what you want. Let's say you are in, I don't know, you're connected to a public network, and of course it is a good idea to do it that way. In many situations, you don't want to do that. You want to browse the internet using your local ISP and go to your VPN if you want to connect to a server, PC, whatever you need. Okay, and now you're ready to connect. Username, password, and let's try and connect. Okay, that's always a good sign. Windows didn't complain. Okay. ipconfig. Cool. 172.16.2.190. To test it, I will ping 172.16.1. Let's say 2. Okay, yeah, that's fine. 21, that's my management PC. It is really slow because that is a 3G connection. It's my backup VPN. Anyway, I wanted to show you how you can enable that on a Windows 7 PC. Pretty easy, a few steps, very easy. You can create a shortcut for your users. They can double click and connect. As I said, most companies will go for IPSEC clients, SSL VPNs. Not a lot of places will deploy PPTP, L2TP for users. Still, it is an option. You should know how it works and how you can enable it. If you want to see how it's done on the firewall, I encourage you to watch the UTM videos, and I show you a ZISO USG firewall. And as far as I remember, I mentioned about L2TP and IPSEC over there. Please watch and you will see how it's done on that firewall. In this video, we talked about virtual private networks. We discussed PPTP and L2TP. I showed you how you can enable L2TP, or how you can create a new L2TP connection from a Windows 7 PC. Thank you very much.